Today, we examine one of the most consequential turning points in Pakistan's constitutional and political history, a new amendment that critics say has changed the balance of power permanently. An amendment that grants lifelong legal immunity to the military chief and other top officials, restructures command authority, and creates a new constitutional court whose judges are chosen directly by the executive. Supporters call it modernization. Critics call it a constitutional earthquake. Tonight, we break it all down, calmly, factually, and professionally, with perspectives from global human rights organizations, Pakistani legal experts, and everyday citizens who feel their voices are being pushed further away. The recent constitutional amendment has effectively reshaped the country's power structure. It grants expanded authority to Pakistan's army chief, Field Marshal Asim Munir, elevating him to Chief of Defense Forces. This means the Army, Navy, and Air Force now fall directly under his unified command, significantly strengthening military influence over national security and political decision-making. But the most controversial change is this: lifelong legal immunity for the Army chief and for certain top officials, shielding them from prosecution permanently. According to the United Nations Human Rights Office, these sweeping protections undermine accountability, a cornerstone of the human rights framework, and weaken democratic control of the armed forces. Within days, the UN Human Rights Chief issued a public warning. He cautioned that these amendments may have far-reaching consequences, contradicting basic principles of separation of powers. But the UN is not alone. Amnesty International stated, "Creating legal immunity for powerful institutions removes any pathway to justice for citizens." Human Rights Watch added, "Pakistan's democratic system cannot function when the judiciary is structurally weakened." The International Commission of Jurists called the amendment a direct violation of constitutionalism and judicial independence. In global comparisons, only Russia has a similar model, granting lifetime protection to senior leadership, and that alone, observers say, should raise concern. Another major change is the creation of a new constitutional court. Unlike the past, where constitutional matters were reviewed by the Supreme Court, this new court will be formed exclusively by judges chosen by the executive. No parliamentary approval, no independent judicial oversight, no seniority standards. This means that some of the most fundamental interpretations of Pakistan's constitution will now be handled by individuals handpicked by those in power. Several senior judges have already resigned in protest. Others have filed petitions challenging the amendment. Legal experts across Pakistan are calling it a parallel justice system. Pakistan's largest opposition party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, PTI, claims the amendment was designed specifically to target Imran Khan. Their argument has three parts. More than 200 cases are pending against him. Many of these cases, according to PTI, lack legal foundation. A specially designed constitutional court, staffed by judges loyal to the current setup, ensures these cases can be decided swiftly and unfavorably. PTI leaders say this court exists to ensure Imran Khan remains in jail and remains out of politics. They argue that his growing popularity poses a threat, and the amendment helps neutralize him, not through elections, but through structural power. The government and military deny these accusations. For Pakistan, this debate is not theoretical. History matters. For 7 decades, the country has oscillated between civilian governments and military dominance. From Ayub Khan to Yahya Khan, to General Zia-ul-Haq, to Pervez Musharraf. In each era, constitutional manipulation started small and grew over time. Critics fear the new amendment could be the first step in a similar cycle, but now with a modern legal wrapper. For global observers, Pakistan's stability matters. The country has nuclear weapons, sensitive borders, economic vulnerabilities, and a central role in South Asian security. International think tanks warn Unchecked military authority combined with judicial restrictions can affect Pakistan's global credibility. The European Union's Human Rights Committee has also raised concerns, noting that judicial independence is essential for trade frameworks like GSP+. Global investors rely heavily on constitutional predictability, and these changes, analysts say, may introduce uncertainty. At the center of this debate stands the ordinary Pakistani, a citizen struggling with high inflation, unemployment, load shedding, rising food prices, and daily insecurity. The question many are asking is simple. How does giving lifelong immunity to top officials improve my life? Legal experts warn, if accountability frameworks collapse at the top, corruption increases at every level below. And public trust, already fragile, may break further. In an international interview, PTI leader Zulfi Bukhari rejected claims that the party ever came to power through military backing. He argued that PTI won through public support, not establishment engineering. And he warned that only Russia has laws similar to this. These protections violate democratic norms, and the new court is specifically designed to exclude Imran Khan. According to him, this amendment does not protect Pakistan. It protects an elite system. He insisted that once this period of soft dictatorship ends, the amendment will eventually be overturned. So where does Pakistan go from here? The legal challenges will continue, public protests will grow, political tensions will intensify, international eyes will remain fixed on Islamabad, and citizens, ordinary men and women, will ask whether this amendment secures Pakistan's future or seals the dominance of one institution over all others. In the end, the soul of every democracy rests on one principle: no one is above the law. Not presidents, not ministers, not generals, not judges. If a society chooses to place some individuals beyond accountability, then democracy becomes a formality, not a reality. And that is why this amendment matters. Not because of one man, not because of one party, but because it defines the future relationship between the state and its people. Pakistan's story is still being written, and the world is watching. If you found this analysis informative, please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice matters, and it deserves to be heard. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications for our upcoming documentaries. Thank you for watching.